I have been living away from home since the past 8 years. First in hostels and now completely alone in my own 3 BHK apartment. And because you see me cooking all by myself and enjoying all this freedom, you keep asking me how do I do it. But living alone isn't always aesthetic. Sometimes it's expensive, exhausting and painfully lonely. So today I am giving you the guide on living alone I wish somebody had given me, problems nobody warns you about and what it does to your mental health, and whether all of this independence is genuinely worth it. So I have been living alone for the past 8 years. From a personal AC room with attached bathroom to a triple-seater common washroom in a Sarkari hostel to then a double-seater, then a single-seater and then finally a 3 BHK apartment, I have seen it all. And as aesthetic and liberating as it sounds, living alone comes with its own downsides and costs. And today I am giving you the guide on living alone I wish somebody had given me, on how much it costs, how exhausting can it be, and is this freedom actually worth it. So without any further ado, let's quickly get into the video. In the first section, let's talk about the most important bit, which is money. We'll talk about the expenses, the budgeting, the everything. So honestly, मैंने जब पहली बार घर से move out किया था, I was months away from turning 16. This was my first ever hostel in Kota. This was a private room with attached bathroom and trust me, ये बहुत बड़ी facility होती है hostels में. My room's rent was somewhere around 14,000, which included the rent, the food, the laundry, and my monthly kharcha came to somewhere around 20,000, including some books, stationery, eating out sometimes, and that is when my mom and dad used to send me my pocket money. But then I moved to college. Thankfully, I got into a Sarkari one, so the rent and everything was close to nil. But then other expenses started coming in, like your Wi-Fi, your laundry, your food ordering from outside. And so through these years, here's what I learned about budgeting money and expenses. सबसे पहले, there will always be your fixed expenses, जैसे कि your rent, your maid, your electricity, your gas. But then there are certain expenses which are under our control. Let's say the groceries you get, the kind of food you have, how many times in a month do you order food from outside, and how many times you actually go out to eat. Thankfully, with time, my paying capacity also increased, and now if I have to give you a breakdown of the house I live in right now, this one particularly is a 3 BHK in NCR on the 12th floor in a high-rise building. So of course, iska rent is around 61,000 rupees. And now I also have a maid for safai and food that comes to around 7,000 rupees a month. Then there's my monthly electricity bill, जो 4-5 हजार तो आ जाता है when the ACs are running. Then there's my gas bill, somewhere around 2,000. Then Wi-Fi है घर में, that comes to around 1,000 rupees a month. And my monthly groceries, excluding the impulsive Blinkit purchases, is about 6,000 to 8,000 a month. So now it is extremely important to have your fixed expenses in your head all the time, that this is the amount of money that I have to only spend and इसमें मैं कुछ नहीं कर सकती. But when you're on a budget crunch, or even if you're not but you're looking to save up money, you have to make sure that you have your controllables under your control. Track your grocery orders, reduce your impulsive Blinkit, Instamart and Zepto purchases. That is something that I've been trying to do very desperately for the past few months. Also try and give yourself a monthly budget of eating outside. These are your Blue Tokai coffees, your iced lattes, your days when you like to order in some pizza or go out with a friend to a restaurant. And if you're not able to control it, at least start tracking it. And once you start tracking it, you'll know where you can cut down. At the moment, I don't personally track this expense in a lot of detail, but I have a decent picture of how much do I spend in a month on these controllables. Also, one thing that I have realized over these years of living alone and spending my own money, that it's very important to also spend on your comfort. Like for example, I know a lot of people will say and feel that 61,000 for such a big apartment for one person is a lot. I get it. It might be a lot for you, and it was a lot for me a few years ago. But the point is, this house gives me the comfort of living. It is also my office. It helps me work out of here. It helps me create and churn better ideas. It helps me to do everything I'm able to do right now. And if I am spending 61,000 on this space, it is actually giving me much more mental peace, clarity, a good space, good creativity, good ideas. And I think that for me me is worth a lot more than this money. So essentially it is very, very important to know what are the things that you actually need for your comfort and actually spend on them if you feel they will give you the ideal return. What I would also request you all, if you are just moving out or maybe if you are living alone for some time, try keeping some emergency fund always at home. I'm not talking about UPI, I'm not talking about money in your bank account, I'm talking about real cash that has to be in hand, because you never know what emergency happens. You never know कब कहाँ पैसे की ज़रूरत पड़ जाए and कब कहाँ your UPI or your bank account or your card stop working or you don't have the money or you can't access it. It is very, very important to at least have some amount of cash with you all the time handy so that you are prepped for all kind of emergencies. And now that you know my monthly expense, you definitely know that living alone is not cheap. Of course, it is my choice of spending the amount of money that I'm spending in a lot of places. Your rent can go down if you want to. Your other expenses, your electricity bill, etc. can come down, of course. But more or less, if you see and understand, there are a lot of hidden costs that we never realize when you're actually living with your parents. But when you actually start living alone is when you realize that living and living comfortably in itself has a much bigger cost. Also, I'm just giving you a disclaimer here. We are not going to talk about other expenses like your clothes, your makeup, and things that you usually require in your daily lifestyle. Since we're sticking to the topic of living alone, I am going to stick to that. However, if you want a separate video on my relation with money or how I like to spend my money, I'd definitely be up for doing it. Let me know in the comments. And now let's move to the next section. In section number 2, I want to talk about the maintenance of living alone. Now, this thing I did not really get or understand while I was living in hostels, because usually the maintenance is not as much because you just have a single room, and even if there is, it is well taken care of by the hostel authorities or people around you, so you don't really have to worry. But when you actually shift into your own apartment or your own house, there are so many unsaid, unheard of things that you have to take care of. Like, for example, all your bills are to be paid on time. For that, I have personally put all of these bill payments on auto pay so that I don't have a stress here in my head that I have to pay this bill at the end or at the start of the month. There is house cleaning, reorganizing, laundries, ordering for groceries or getting them on your own. And personally, here are some quick hacks that I personally use that really work for me. I set up one day every week. It could be any day, probably the day I don't feel like working, or probably a Sunday, where I do a house deep clean or deep reset or reorganize. Of course, the house gets cleaned and the surfaces are dusted every day, but still there is a lot of deep cleaning work. For example, getting the fridge cleaned once a month or your wash basins cleaned once a month. And these are the activities I take up every week so that I am free of that stress, and it is also a very therapeutic activity to go through. I have recently started to go out to a physical grocery store to prevent all of the extra charges I am paying to Blinkit, Zepto or Swiggy Instamart. And trust me, when you physically go to an actual store, ek to of course it is a mood lifter, you do your shopping yourself, you feel good, but secondly, you get more or less everything at a discount from the MRP, which is crazy. So I have made this a monthly thing. Just like my mom, I make a list of everything जो खत्म हो रहा है घर पे and जिसकी ज़रूरत है. I'll go, I'll get my trolley, put everything in that, get everything billed. And now in case through the month or through the weeks there is something that I particularly need, like an avocado or a particular dressing, that is when I actually do Blinkit. I also do have plants in my house that I can't forget watering. तो मैंने अपने फ़ोन पे 2 से 3 दिन का reminder set किया हुआ है, because all of these are indoor plants and they only need water once in a few days, so that I take care of like this. And personally, I've also now trained my house help in such a way that she only adds to my productivity. I do make a weekly meal plan for myself right before the week has to start, and I stick it on my fridge so that she and I, we both know कि क्या बनने वाला है and दीदी क्या बनेगा is no discussion, and there is no daily decision taking कि आज lunch में क्या है, dinner में क्या है. So all of that is sorted. Alongside that, as I mentioned, she takes care of the daily safai, dusting and food. She also takes care that all the water bottles in the house are filled when the day begins, and I have to finish all of these water bottles, which comes to around 3 to 4 liters of water every day. So I also know my water intake. And last but not the least, I also do plan a day every month when I'm free and I am sitting at the house as a house maintenance day. I keep noting down the things that I have to get mended, that tube light falling off, or that light that has to be fixed, or the pankha not moving properly, or the water flow being reduced. And for all of these things, I call the electrician, plumber, carpenter, whomsoever together, so that I don't waste a lot of time and everything gets done together. And trust me, while I'm talking about this, I feel extremely grateful because all of these things weren't even a thought while I was living with my parents. And that is where I feel independence and living alone and moving out of your house is extremely important, because you have to get a taste of things like these. Otherwise, socho, when you have a family of your own, when you have to lead things by your own, how difficult can it get? So it is really important, according to me, for every young adult to move out of their house at least for a year or two and see how the real world runs. And trust me, even things as simple as folding your clothes and keeping in the almirah are so easy, and इन चीज़ों पे हम ध्यान भी नहीं देते हैं, because घर पे there is always your mom who will do it for you in case you leave it like this or whatever. But when I live in my own house, I know अगर मैंने कोई चीज़ वहाँ पटक दी तो वो वहीं पटकी रहेगी जब तक मैं खुद उसे उठा के उसकी जगह पे नहीं रखती. So living alone has also given me a sense of, you know, organizing things. मैं जब हॉस्टल में रहती थी, मैं तभी भी बहुत डिसऑर्गेनाइज रहती थी. एंड नाउ फाइनली व्हेन आई एम हियर इन सच अ बिग हाउस, एंड जब मैं चीज़ें सही जगह पे नहीं रखती हूँ और फिर वो खो जाती हैं, दैट इज़ व्हेन आई रियलाइज़ कि भाई आई हैव टू सेट अप द राइट स्पॉट फॉर द राइट थिंग, अदरवाइज वो मुझे ही कभी नहीं मिलने वाली है. दिस टाइम व्हेन आई वेंट बैक होम, आई रियलाइज दैट देयर इज दिस ड्रास्टिक चेंज इन मी. जब मैं पहले घर जाती थी ना, मैं अपने कपड़े ऐसे ही पटक देती थी और वो पटके ही रहते थे. एंड देन व्हेन आई यूज्ड टू कम बैक, माय मॉम यूज्ड टू गो बैक टू माय रूम एंड क्लियर एवरीथिंग अप. एंड दिस टाइम व्हेन आई वेंट एंड आई केप्ट माय क्लोथ्स लाइक दैट, आई जस्ट हैड दिस इंस्टिंक्ट इन मी कि यार मैं नहीं करूँगी तो किसी और को करना पड़ेगा, तो उससे बेटर है कि पहले ही मैं करके जाऊँ. एंड ऑल ऑफ दैट ग्रैटिट्यूड ओनली कम्स व्हेन you actually have to do all of these things on your own. Now let's move on to the section number 3, which is your mental and emotional reality. I feel living away from your home and your parents is in general very difficult, and a lot of people are doing that. But then there is also this kind of living alone where I'm completely alone in this house and there is nobody living with me. I feel like this gets a little too difficult. पहले तो मैं बताती हूँ that why do I not share my space and why do I not live with somebody, and that is majorly because I create content and my house is not just my house, this is my workspace, this is my office, this is where I do everything. And it gets extremely difficult to manage all of that when you actually have a flatmate or a roommate or you are sharing your space with someone. And that was my major reason, and I had it completely clear in my head कि whenever I move out of the hostel, I am going to live alone so that I have that freedom of my own. Now coming to the good sides of it, of course, as I said, there is freedom, there is independence. I do get to keep my house the way I want it to be. I do get to eat whatever I want to. I do get to go out whenever I want to. I don't get to tell somebody, report to somebody, and मुझे किसी को नहीं बताना है कि मैं इतने बजे घर से निकल रही हूँ और मैं इतने बजे तक आ जाऊँगी, आप सो जाना या whatever. I also do get to create my own custom routine कि मैं इतने बजे उठ सकती हूँ. अगर मुझे randomly दोपहर में 1 बजे वर्कआउट करना है तो मैं वो भी कर सकती हूँ. अगर मुझे कभी रात को 10 बजे फील हो रहा है कि आज मैंने वर्कआउट नहीं किया और मैं अभी कर लेती हूँ, तो दैट इज ऑल्सो डूएबल. एंड पर्सनली आई वॉज वॉचिंग दिस इंटरव्यू एंड आई गेस नायाब मिधा सेड समथिंग लाइक दिस कि यू नो वो सुकून जो आपको एक किराए का घर दे सकता है एज अ वुमन, वो आपके पापा का घर या आपके पति का घर या किसी का भी घर कभी नहीं दे पाता. एंड आई फील लाइक इट्स so true, because I get to keep my house decorated, put things, like literally whatever you say or ask for, I do it on my own. इस घर में जो क्रॉकरी आएगी वो मेरे पसंद की आएगी, मैं किस बर्तन में खाना खाऊंगी वो मैं डिसाइड करूंगी. These are really small things, but when you think about them, these are the things that make you happy. These are the things that you are working hard for. But with all of this freedom and independence and responsibility, there also comes a downside, and let me also talk about that. when, you know, the loneliness starts creeping in and when you really start feeling that, oh, I'm alone. For example, the days when you fall sick, you're lying on your bed and there is nobody in the house and you don't know what to do. The same exact thing happened with me 4-5 days back. I had 102.4 degrees fever and I just didn't know what to do. And let alone that, sometimes there are actually moments when you genuinely feel alone or lonely and you need someone to talk to, somebody to be there with you, somebody to give you a tight hug. And if I be really honest, मुझे बहुत लोग पूछते हैं कि भाई, how do you live in such a big house all by yourself? तुझे डर नहीं लगता, तुझे अकेला नहीं लगता, and how do you manage? And my answer most often is कि I've been doing this for the past 8 years और अब मुझे आदत ही पड़ चुकी है. And yes, for sure, there are difficult days like the days when you fall sick. I remember when I had chicken pox in my hostel. It was a terrible situation to be in. And then even going back home was such a huge struggle because chicken pox is actually contagious. So I can't even sit beside people because उन्हें भी हो सकता है, and you know, all of that trouble. Do I ever miss having people around? I mean, sometimes yes, when I'm on my low days, when I genuinely feel like talking to somebody in person. But that is where creating a community for yourself or having people around you really helps. It's not necessary कि हमेशा physically लोगों का होना ज़रूरी है. So I have very amazing friends who are almost available for me all the time on call. I have people in my life around where I live also whom I can actually hang out with. I've also started talking now to a lot of people who belong to my area of operation, क्योंकि earlier मुझे जो सबसे बड़ी प्रॉब्लम लगती थी वो ये कि मेरे कॉलेज वाले दोस्तों को मेरा कंटेंट स्ट्रगल नहीं समझ आता था, मेरे कंटेंट क्रिएटर वाले दोस्तों को मेरा कॉलेज स्ट्रगल नहीं समझ आता था, एंड हाउ कुड आई मैनेज बोथ ऑफ दीज. एंड मैं किसी को भी अपनी पूरी लाइफ का कच्चा चिट्ठा समझा ही नहीं पाती थी. बट नाउ आई स्टार्टेड स्पीकिंग टू मोर कंटेंट क्रिएटर्स. अ लॉट ऑफ कंटेंट क्रिएटर्स आर नाउ फ्रेंड्स नाउ. अ लॉट ऑफ देम आई हैव नेवर इवन मेट, but it seems like we're no less than family, and that is just beautiful. So that is where community really helps. I also like to go out often on weekends. भले ही मैं अकेले बाहर जा रही हूँ, I'll go out for maybe dinner, I'll go out to watch a stand-up. That is where you actually meet new people, you get to talk to them, hang out with them. When you just go out, you're able to clear your head, you're able to just breathe some fresh air, and it feels good. What I've also started doing religiously after living alone is booking weekly or bi-weekly sessions of some new activities like pottery or a dance workshop or something that I've never ever tried, but I will do it just for the fun of it or just for the discomfort that it gives me because I want to get out of my comfort zone. Another beautiful thing that living alone does to you is that you start having a relationship with yourself. And trust me, a lot of people spend their entire lives without having one. There are people who constantly need company because they are scared of their own thoughts, and living alone does this beautiful thing to me that I am no more scared of my own thoughts. I know myself through and through. I know what I'm thinking, why I'm thinking, and I feel like I started taking therapy only because I felt alone and I felt like, okay, these are a few things that I don't want to share with my friends, I don't want to share with family, but I want to know why are these happening, and I need some professional help in that. And trust me on this, now therapy for me is not about fixing my mood or fixing my anxiety. It is more about understanding my own self, understanding people around me, understanding my reactions to things people say, and understanding why do I behave a certain way. You know, as they say a lot of times that you only feel bad of the things that you're already insecure about. There are a lot of such hidden patterns in our lives, traumas that we've acquired in our childhood, things that happened to us but we were not aware, but they somehow happen to be occupying some space in our head. All of these things become really, really clear when you spend time with yourself and also with your therapist. It really helps. And trust me, therapy is just a medium of healing. Healing खुद की आप ही करते हो. You cannot expect a person to come in your life and heal you. Eventually all all the work has to be done on yourself by you, and I feel living alone really helps in doing that work. So yes, it is hard, but I feel like it is very, very important for everyone to experience it once in their life. Next up in section 4, let's talk about safety, especially living alone as a girl. I still remember जब मैं कोटा के लिए move out कर रही थी, my parents were not as concerned because our hostel was a very safe place. There was biometric and everything. They knew all the time कि मैं hostel में हूँ या नहीं, and the hostel was a small space. तो the warden knew every girl and रोज़ check in check out होता था, तो रात को timely सब लोग घर आ रहे हैं, like hostel आ रहे हैं, and that was like very seamlessly taken care of. लेकिन when I moved to Delhi for college, and also because it's Delhi, my parents were really, really concerned, and here are a few things that I did to make sure that I am secure and have learned them over 5 or 6 years of living in Delhi now. सबसे पहले तो personal safety की बात कर लेते हैं. Whenever I'm going out, or if I'm traveling alone in a cab or an auto or anywhere, I make sure there are certain essentials I always carry, like a pepper spray and a small stick जो collapsible होती है और वो कहीं पे भी fit हो जाती है. It can act as a weapon in case of emergencies. And apart from that, always make sure whatever cab or auto or rides you are taking, they are through some app. अगर कोई ड्राइवर बोल रहा है कि इसको कैंसिल करके चलो आप, या मुझे डायरेक्टली पे कर देना, रेड फ्लैग, गेट आउट. Especially when I'm traveling alone in dark hours, I make sure I share my location at least to 2 people. One could be with family, one could be with some of my friend who is a local and who's somewhere around, कि अगर कुछ भी होता है तो they can come. Then the major difference that I personally feel between Delhi and Mumbai is that Mumbai में आप रात के 2 बजे भी as a girl cab ले सकते हो, ऑटो ले सकते हो, कुछ नहीं होगा. And also when you go out and you're wearing something which is shorter or sleeveless or whatever, Mumbai is pretty chill about all of these things. But here in North India, especially in UP, जहाँ से मैं हूँ, in Delhi, there will be a lot of stares, a lot of side eyes being given to you. And रात को dark hours में, especially रात के 11 के बाद अकेले travel करना is near to impossible, and I try to avoid it as much as possible. In fact, मैं तो खुद की गाड़ी से खुद drive करके भी 11 बजे के बाद कहीं बाहर नहीं निकलती हूँ. So that's just a safety measure which is there in my head that I just follow very unknowingly. Now let's talk about safety measures I have for the house. एक तो I have CCTV camera installed inside the house also, outside the house also. तो हॉल में है एक, majorly ये मैंने इसलिए इंस्टॉल करवाया था क्योंकि पहले एक आमी की पैकेजिंग यहीं से होती थी और जब मैं घर पे नहीं होती थी, it helped me check कि घर में चल क्या रहा है. बाहर इसलिए है because my door does not have a peep hole and I just cannot open the door without knowing कि बाहर कौन है. तो I have the CCTV जो मिरर होता है मेरे फ़ोन पे, and I always check first कि कौन है and then only open, and that is I feel like a security measure that you should also use for yourself. Luckily and thankfully मेरी तो society भी gated है and I have to approve everyone that comes inside the building or comes to my house, which is great, but this is just doubly added security that I like to operate with. Another very important thing, I might sound like your mummy, but be extra careful if you're living in an apartment like me alone and you have called for some technician or some engineer who is a male inside the house. Of course you don't know them, so you have to be extra alert and vigilant while they are in your house. पहले जब मैं छोटी थी और घर में मम्मी मुझे बोलती थी कि कोई आया है, कि कोई टेक्नीशियन आया है या whatever and wear this kind of clothes or that kind of clothes, तो मुझे बड़ा weird लगता था कि भाई क्या है. But trust me on this, speaking from personal experience, मेरे साथ मेरे अपने घर में ये हो चुका है. जब हमारे घर में renovation चल रही थी, there was this person जो कुछ सीमेंट वगैरह का काम कर रहे थे और वो नीचे आया और उन्होंने पानी मांगा, and while I was handing him over that, he tried to like hold my hand and everything. And this is by the way when मैं घर पे अकेली भी नहीं हूँ, नीचे मेरी मम्मी है, नीचे और भी लोग हैं, and still he was trying to do that. So be very careful in situations like these. And honestly, थोड़ा तुम vigilant होना start करोगे तो you will automatically feel more confident, be more confident, and you will automatically know and your instincts will start helping you. And last but not the least are my final tips and recommendations on living alone. Would I recommend living alone? 100% yes, कोई doubt ही नहीं है, रहना ही चाहिए. अगर नहीं रहोगे, you will be missing out on a lot. What has been the biggest benefit for me personally? I feel like I've become more independent. I know how to get things done on my own, and that is the best feeling. What has been the hardest part? I feel like sometimes navigating through days when I'm low, days when I feel alone and sad and I don't know what to do. But honestly बताऊँ तो धीरे धीरे I am also learning on how to get myself out of my own slump without anybody else having to get me out. Of course कई बार situations बहुत ही severe हो जाते हैं and then you know it's taxing for yourself only to do everything by your own, but not so severe situations में I'm also able to do that now. What do you think someone should be mentally prepared for? I feel like a lot of responsibility and a lot of freedom, because with great freedom comes great responsibility. What should someone financially prepare for? I feel like when you're just moving out, have a monthly budget in your head, track your expenses very very thoroughly and make sure you're sticking to that budget, and धीरे धीरे you'll get the hang of it. What should they know about the locality or the neighborhood? I feel like majorly ये कि आप जहाँ भी रह रहे हो वो एरिया सिक्योर्ड है कि नहीं. सेकेंडली बारिश होती है तो वहाँ पानी तो नहीं भर जाता. इलेक्ट्रिसिटी का कोई मेजर इशू तो नहीं है कि बहुत मेजर पावर कट्स होते हैं. एंड लास्टली आई फील दैट ओवरऑल जो लोग रहते हैं वो अच्छे लोग होने चाहिए. शुड यू नो बेसिक कुकिंग, क्लीनिंग, हाउस होल्ड मेंटेनेंस? ऑफकोर्स येस, अगर आता होगा तो वुड बी बेटर फॉर यू, बट अगर नहीं भी आता है तो खुद करते करते सीख ही जाओगे. आई मीन अनिवार्य हो जाता है आफ्टर अ पॉइंट. व्हाट इज द राइट एज टू लिव अलोन? आई फील लाइक देयर इज नो राइट एज, बट 18 के बाद जितना जल्दी अकेले रहना स्टार्ट कर दोगे आई फील उतना जल्दी सीख जाओगे. एज यू आर वेरी वेरी इनटू अडल्टहुड, मतलब 25-26 पे इफ यू बिगिन तो थिंग्स गेट अ लिटिल डिफिकल्ट, बिकॉज व्हेन यू आर यंगर इट इज ईजियर टू लर्न थिंग्स. एंड येस, दैट वाज अबाउट दिस वन, मी टॉकिंग अबाउट हाउ आई मैनेज टू लिव अलोन and what all changes has it brought in my life. I would love to know your living alone stories in the comments below, and if you have any more questions please drop them in the comments. I would love to answer them, और अगर बहुत सारे हुए we might come up with the part 2 of this video. Let me know if you enjoyed this one by liking this video, dropping a comment, and also please subscribing to the channel. And that is about it. I shall see you next Sunday 11 AM. Till then, take care. Bye bye.